Nothing too fast. That was one good thing.
Good afternoon, welcome to the Tuesday, September 28th, Montgomery County Commission meeting. Madam Clerk?
Commissioner Lieberman.
Here.
Commissioner Dodd.
Here. And stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up, we have our county engineer.
Thank you, Commissioner. Two resolutions today. Resolution 1186, authorizing agreement with E.L. Robinson Engineering of Ohio Company for the Wagner Ford Road Bridge Rehabilitation Project, Harrison Township, in an amount not to exceed $49,101 through June 30th, 2024. Resolution 1187, revise the prima facie speed limit on Julia Avenue, Rosemary Avenue to stay about 48, Harrison Township, in accordance with section 46511.21 of the Ohio Revised Code.
I'm in for approval. Second, all those in favor? Aye. County Sheriff?
Thank you, Commissioners. Under the County Sheriff, we have Resolution 1188, submit a grant application to the Ohio Department of Public Safety, Office of Criminal Justice Services for the body-worn camera grant in an amount of $500,000. We also have Resolution 1189, accept a grant from the Ohio Department of Public Safety, Ohio Traffic Safety Office for funding of the High Visibility Enforcement Overtime Program in the amount of $96,099.20.
I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor? Aye. Juvenile Court?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have three resolutions for your consideration. 21-1190, accept a continuation 4E subcontract agreement from the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services for administrative, training, and foster care maintenance cost reimbursement for out-of-home placements through June 30th, 2023. And to authorize agreements 21-1191 for ABC Therapies Incorporated to provide occupational therapy in an amount not to exceed $178,500 through June 30th, 2022. And 1192 Recovery Works Healing Center to provide mental health and drug and alcohol counseling services in an amount not to exceed $74,075 through September 30th, 2022.
I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor? Aye. County Administrator?
Thank you, Commissioners. Under the County Administrator, under the Clerk's Office, we have approved the minutes of the meetings on September 14, 2021. Resolution 1193, approval of bills, and 1194, approval of travel and expenses. Both of those are available in the Clerk's Office.
I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Administrative Services, Tyler?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We have a variety of resolutions for your consideration today. The first is 1195. This is the approval of personnel actions. This list is available in the clerk's office. 1196 solicits bids for a 140-acre land lease agreement for the Environmental Services Department. 1197 is for a grant and easement deed to the Dayton Power and Light Company for an electric right-of-way in connection with construction for the municipal court's Trotwood new building project, and a record of the same. 1198 authorized a change order to the agreement with Bilbrey Construction Incorporated, general contractor for the administration building 10th floor hearing room renovation project for a time extension only through November 30th of 2021. 1199 authorized an agreement with the F Squared Engineering Corp for electromagnetic imaging site survey for the administration building rooftop AT&T antenna project in an amount not to exceed $6,795 through December 31st of 2021. Resolution 1200 authorizes a price agreement with Ferguson Enterprises doing business as Ferguson Waterworks for brass parts for the Environmental Services Department through August 31st of 2022 with an option to extend. 1201 accepts a proposal for services from Sinclair Community College for self-defense training classes for the Common Police Corps in an amount not to exceed $1,800. And last is a 1202, and this authorizes the purchase of professional services from CBC Engineers for site testing and inspection services for the municipal courts, Trotwood new building project, in an amount not to exceed $34,000.
I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor? Aye.
I do have one quick question about 1196. I don't know if Matt or Tyler, or Michael, So it's for 140 acres of land adjacent to Western Regional.
Yeah, that's the land, Western Regional, that we lease out to farmland.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, thank you.
One time, we used to have it plowed, but now they don't plow it, so.
Okay, environmental service.
Environmental services, we have 7 resolutions for your consideration today. First is 1203, approve the plan specifications and estimated cost of $234,609.28, and solicit bids for the maintenance of sanitary sewer facilities for sanitary sewer roof control services. Resolution 1204, amend the agreement with Outdoor Enterprise LLC for construction of the Sheldon Water Main Replacement Project by adding $4,154.60 to the original amount for a revised total of $652,605.60. Resolution 1205, accept the 20% performance bond for the Washington Trace Section 14 development in the amount of $46,889.60. 1206, accept the subdivider's contract from MI Homes of Cincinnati for the Washington Glen Section 4 development. The next 3 are to authorize agreements. First is 1207 with GPD Group for preparation of detailed construction plans and supplemental specifications for the Stop 8 lift station and force main replacement project at a cost not to exceed $219,775 through May 31st, 2023. 1208 with Tank Industry Consultants for the preparation of detailed construction plans and supplemental specifications for the Walnut Grove Tank Rehabilitation Project at a cost not to exceed $23,200 through December 31st, 2022. And the last one is 1209 with Stantec for hydraulic model update for the sanitary sewer hydraulic modeling and flow monitoring project at a cost not to exceed $876,060 through December 31st, 2023.
I move for approval.
Second, all those in favor? Aye. Human services. Gary?
Good afternoon. Resolutions before you are Resolution 1210 to accept a claim grant from the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development for the Homelessness Demonstration Program in an amount not to exceed $100,000. 1211 is to extend the continuum of care planning grant from the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development through March 31st, 2022. And then we have one resolution we're asking to be pulled, which is Resolution 1212. Then Resolution 1213 is to terminate the agreement with Woodhaven Treatment Center for the provision of eligibility, referral, and support services effective September 1st, 2021. 1214 is to solicit requests for quotes and qualifications to provide services or process services for eligible 4D cases. 1215 is to amend the agreement with Holland Park Investments to provide non-emergency transportation, broker, and transportation services by modifying Article 5 with no change in funding. 1216 is authorizing an interagency agreement with the Communications Office for the purpose of providing public information services through December 31st, 2022. And then we have agreements for social care services through March 31st of 2022. Resolution 1217, Brighter Futures for Youth LLC. 1218, Carrington Youth Academy LLC. 1219, Children's Center of Ohio LLC. 1220, Perimeter Behavior of Forest City. 1221, Perimeter Behavioral of the Ozarks. And 1222, Woodbridge Northeast LLC. 1223, Woodbridge of Tennessee LLC.
I move for approval. Second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Business services.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Under Community Economic Development, we have a resolution of 1224 authorizing the issuance and sale of hospital facilities revenue bonds, Dayton Children's Hospital, in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $290 million, and other actions and documents in connection with the issuance of the bond. 1225, advertise a notice of intent to request the release of funds for the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Pathways to Home Ownership Program, and further authorize the signing and submittal the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development request for release of funds and certification of close of the comment period. And 1226, amend the agreement with Homeful to provide rental assistance for Montgomery County households impacted by COVID-19 by increasing the original amount by $2 million for a revised total of $4 million due to rental assistance program needs.
Chris, before the commissioners approve, can you add a little bit more detail to resolution 1226, the home form?
Yeah, certainly. Homeful is one of our partners that we're utilizing to get rental assistance out of it. Homeful has done an outstanding job up to this point, going through their initial allotment of $2 million assisting citizens in Montgomery County who are struggling with paying their rent. And so we're upping that by $2 million more to help push these funds out.
That's great.
Thank you.
Also on 2025, I'm glad to see that the pathways, we're still continuing that, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. In this particular case, the DR is directly related to the tornado.
That's great. Yeah, okay, second. All those in favor? Aye.
Under County Commissioners, 21-1227, appoint Adam Poland to the Montgomery County Community Action Partnership Board for a 4-year term through December 28, 2025. And 1228, appoint Joanna White to the Developmental Disability Services Board for a 4-year term through December 31st, 2025. Commissioner Pruden, second. All those in favor? Aye. Okay, under comments by citizens, Nancy?
Good afternoon. On July 30th, 2019, with an active HHS federal investigation still ongoing and the negative bond report concerning Premier Health Partners from Moody, Montgomery County Resolution 19-0976 to authorize $590 million in hospital revenue bonds for Premier Health Partners is approved by Montgomery County Commissioners Lieberman and Dodge. Later, speaking to Commissioner Rice, she said she would have voted for the measure had she been present at the vote. The plan for this money was the approximately $390 million was used to refinance the existing debt, while $200 million was to be tentatively used for new construction. This vote and approval of bonds is in complete opposition to Ohio Revised Code 140.02 that states that hospital revenue bonds can only be issued for the finance of hospital facilities which are, quote, available to or for the service of the general public without discrimination of race, creed, color, national origin, unquote. Upon learning of the issuance of the hospital revenue bonds and the lack of a well-publicized public hearing, in August of 2019, Clergy Community Coalition weekly challenged in county public meetings the county commissioners to rescind the bonds, especially since the federal HHS investigation of the closure of Good Sam is based on discriminatory practices. To date, Premier Health Partners has not built a single hospital or medical facility in an African-American community. And a well-crafted response by Able Law to the issuance of the bonds is sent to the county commissioners and Attorney General of Ohio in October of 2019. Premier freezes the remaining $200 million in bonds. In August of 2020, Premier fails to utilize the remaining $200 million, and from conversations with John Park, the budget and financial planning manager here at Montgomery County, he stated that after a year, the $200 million in bonds is no longer viable and no longer can be issued. My question is, did Premier come to this elected body with a plan? I mean, what happened to that $200 million? Why didn't Premier use it? To change your mind on $200 million is huge. Was the point that there was prejudice? Was Premier's failure to build in African-American communities a legitimate grievance? Yes, of course. And they were busted. On July 21st, 2021, Premier Health Partners announced that they would be building a healthcare facility on the former Good Samaritan Hospital site. This facility would include doctor's offices, imaging, lab, physical therapy, and urgent care. We in the Clergy Community Coalition believe that this is a good first step, but an urgent care does not replace a multi-million-dollar hospital. And to date, this is only a proposal. We have seen no plan, no schedule, nothing. What we are asking for from you is leverage to help us build, out of the ashes of Good Samaritan Hospital, a medical facility, a hospital that will also, in addition to what is being offered, have mental health programs and treatment, emergency room, surgery services, intensive care unit, outpatient obstetrics clinics, life stages, women empowered, birthing center and emergency neonatal, prevention, wellness programs, to name a few. Premier Health Partners has failed to provide care to all of the people of Montgomery County. And when Miami Valley Hospital announced last month to the public, quote, "do not go to the emergency room because we cannot take you," unquote, this is a direct correlation to the loss of Good Samaritan Hospital. You have leverage. You can announce that any monies from the Human Services Levy, which is to be voted on in November, and if passed, earmarked for Premier, will be frozen until they build the West Side community a medical facility equal to what is found in white communities. That you prohibit any further issuance of hospital bonds until this occurs. You have leverage. You can do something. Please help us with our mission to get quality, equitable health care to the people of the west side of Dayton and the surrounding region. Thank you.
Nancy, I just have a question, and that is, where is the federal lawsuit right now that you, is it in the courts and they haven't?
Well, it's actually not a lawsuit, it's a complaint, and it's through Health and Human Services with their Civil Rights Department. And we are, it's Premier offers information to the HHS, and then we respond. And so this has been going kind of ping pong back and forth for the last 3 years, but it still remains active. We just got a new administration. We just got a new civil rights director. They just appointed them, I think, within the last month. So, and then we have a new HHS head. So it is active, it's ongoing, and we continue to pressure. Okay, thank you for the question.
Comments by county administrator.
Thank you, Commissioners. Well, we're excited today to share that our very own Director of Human Services, or Human Resources, excuse me, Joyce Carter, Joyce, can you stand? Has been honored as one of the Women in Business Networking Women of Impact. The announcement came last week at the Virtual Women of Impact Conference. This honor is reserved for dynamic women who inspire and encourage those around them to actively challenge the status quo. And I would say Joyce does do that. In working to improve communities, develop their employees, and advocate for women in general. Joyce does all of those things. So please join me in giving a round of applause to Joyce.
Congratulations, Joyce.
Thank you.
I feel bad that it wasn't in person, but we get it. It's still a great honor. You know, when Judy and I got that award from WIBN, it wasn't called Women of Impact, it was called Women to Watch, and that's really creepy. Are you watching that? Yeah, you get that honor for a whole year, so we're really proud of you. Congratulations.
Great job, Joyce.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike.
Congratulations.
Well, also, Commissioners, and I include Carolyn in this, who is not here today, but all three of you, and let the clerk know for the record, I did include Carolyn, for your selection in the Dayton Business Journal's Power 50, which showcases Dayton's most influential women of the year. You are setting a fantastic example for Joyce and the other women in the county and in this country. So thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I say this, but it's our team here, and looking at a lot of you that make us look good, and We have some powerful women in the county, and I'm really proud of all of you, and thanks for what you do. Yeah, thank you.
So also, Commissioners, I got one more thing. I'd like to congratulate our clerk, Emily Bradford. Emily launched a new clerk RMS system that allows us to do both workflow and document imaging and approval using DocuSign. And we did our test run this week, and I think it went over, Mary's the technical one, so she'll have to tell us if everything's working. But Emily and Mary have done a fantastic job on this. It's gonna save time, it's gonna save money, and it's gonna save a whole lot of trees. So, congratulations, Emily, and I look forward, I think next week's our go live.
Yes, next week for the, well, actually tomorrow, because everything's due to me tomorrow for the meeting of October 5th, but yes, we go live tomorrow.
That's
So
great.
yes, so thank you, but thank you, Michael, thank you, Commissioners, for allowing me to implement the project, thank you, Board, for working on the policy. And thank you, Mary, of course, I mean, it's just as much her project as it is mine, so she was right in the hand.
I'm really
Thank
proud of you guys for doing this. You know, it's something, I don't know, it's probably at least 8 years. You said, we're gonna go paperless in the county. Yeah, we're gonna go paperless. But Emily, your leadership on this has been incredible. I'd like to point out there's a wonderful young man in the audience that is here to see how great his mom is. But yeah, I know it's been a heavy lift, but it took all of you guys, Lord, everybody. And we're gonna get there, but, so we got this notice, it's not in here, but we got this notice. This is the last package that you will receive. And so I'm like, okay, I better bring that laptop or my iPad to the meetings. But with our new system upstairs, will we be able to pull it up or?
Yes, so yeah, when the hearing room is redone, you'll have a monitor and a computer at your desk, and we'll be able to send the packets right to that computer. So that you come up, it'll be touchscreen. You'll be able to.
We did it.
I know. Yeah.
You know, we used it for a couple of years. Judy, Dana, and I, and some of our team, here that did that, but we went out on the road to other jurisdictions. But John, you were with us, weren't you thinking on some of those? Yeah, that's right. And
Trying to forget.
And we would go to some of our jurisdictions that had all this state-of-the-art stuff. I'm thinking of Miami Township, remember? And they had all this back then.
Yeah.
And we were like, maybe someday. So here we are. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Well, I just have something also positive to say, and that is the Dayton, Kettering, Montgomery County Continuum of Care was selected as one of 33 youth homelessness demonstration program communities by HUD. Say that 5 times real fast. This means that the youth homelessness demonstration program will receive just over $1.7 million toward housing projects during a 2-year term. The group will have 6 months to develop a coordinated community plan to prevent and end youth homelessness. You know, we're very excited about this and the impact that it's going to have on our community. Our Homeless Solutions team did a great job completing the grant application in coordination with community stakeholders. So I want to have a big, you stand up here. Come on, Jessica Jenkins and Kathleen Shanahan. Thank you. So thank you so much. This is a great honor. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Finish your question?
Yes, I'm sorry.
So one of the things that we try to do, and our team tries to do in environmental services, is really bring awareness to not just recycling, but how to do better, not kill trees, and you know, we try. But it's mostly about waste reduction, okay? And so we now, Montgomery County Environmental Services is offering the school waste reduction and education grant to kindergarten through 12th grade schools within Montgomery County. And the grant has a total of $30,000 in funding that's available to schools interested in implementing waste reduction and education programs. And the funding may be used for activities that reduce waste and promote reuse and recycling in our schools. or facilitate education programs that teach waste reduction, reuse, and recycling. And some of that funding can go towards purchase of a dishwasher and reusable tableware, new recycling containers, or materials to make a unique educational initiative possible. Those applications are due by October 29th at 4 o'clock. And interested applicants are encouraged to call 937-781-3062 or email shepherdj@mcohio.org to discuss project ideas before submitting them. And I'm assuming that's going to be on our webpage, correct?
Yes, it's already out there.
Okay. You know, we do a lot of things in environmental services with our youth, and each one of those programs has really been great. And one of the things we enjoy seeing is that competition that happens, you know, between schools, and we also do it with sustainability. And so this is good. Now, is this new, or is this one we've done before?
We've kind of broken out some of the grants and
Okay.
more specialized. The amount is the same.
Okay.
And they've always could apply, but we kind of specialized
Okay.
in trying to market this.
Great. Well, okay, exciting.
Okay, well, with that, our next commission meeting is going to be Tuesday, October 5th. October, that would be Halloween at the end of the month, is it? October 5th, right here at 1:30. Second, all those in favor? Aye.